Hey guys, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be the weekly intuitive astrology reading for December 14th? No, 18th. I keep getting pulled to the 14th for some reason, which already passed. So I'm actually recording this on the 16th of December on Saturday. Very cozy Saturday. You guys know how I am. I just kind of roll with it. So I'm in my PJs doing this with you guys. But this is going to be for the 18th of December to the 24th, so up to Christmas Eve. We do have a couple big things going on this week. This is actually going to be, I think, a very exciting week. I think a very fun week, maybe even a little bit of a confusing week, but it's definitely not going to be boring. Put it that way. This is not going to be a boring week for anybody, okay? This week we do have the winter solstice, the sun moving into Capricorn in tropic Western astrology. I will be doing the live for Sagittarius birthday within this particular week, so just keep your eyes peeled for that if you guys want to check that out. I'll probably be doing it on the 22nd, I think I wrote in my calendar, but I don't remember, but I think that's what I wrote down. But anyway, so there's that. Mercury retrograde is also moving into Sagittarius from Capricorn. This has actually been a really good Mercury retrograde. I'm sure some of you guys have had your things technology-wise and stuff in your home or stuff with your career or your money. I've had a couple weird things, but they've been minor, and I feel like this Mercury retrograde in particular, and I think I talked about this in the whole 12/12 portal videos that I did. Go check those out if you're curious. But Mercury retrograde is really helping us right now. There's a whole lot of like future planning, forward thinking, churning up with Mercury retrograde. And it's actually like giving us a lot of clarity, even though it's a Mercury retrograde. So I'm kind of liking that personally. But the way this works, if you're new, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and dive into the astrology of the week, give you my 2 cents on it, pull some cards as well, and do some channel messages for the collective and for the elements. And that's how we do. So let me do this timestamp and we will get started. Okay? Okay. All right, so kind of what I was saying already about this week, Mercury is actually working with Saturn and with Jupiter. That's like one big cluster. There's other stuff going on with Mercury and Saturn and Jupiter, like the sun's kind of involved. We got some asteroid activity. We might get into that, we might not. Just stay focused on Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter working together, right? In one beautiful, beautiful cluster. And then we have a second cluster. I'm not saying it's not beautiful. It's just going to make sure this week is not boring, okay? We have Venus and Uranus working together, pretty active together, actually. And they're also working with Orcus, and they're working with the White Rabbit asteroid, and they're also working with Juno. A lot of relationship stuff. It's interesting because it's definitely a week where, again, there's a lot of excitement. But like our experiences with what we're planning and like what we're looking forward to are making us feel very different than what's going on in our relationships. It kind of has this feeling of like the future is bright and promising and exciting and we're confident in our futures, but our present is, it's funny, still exciting, but relationships are showing us a lot, teaching us a lot in the present, especially any sexual relationships, but we'll get into that. So that's kind of like the main takeaways that I would say to you about this week. Finances look good. Like any kind of financial planning, real estate, investments, things like that. If you're like really on it and you're looking over all your stuff and you're thinking about what you want in the future and you're on top of it, this is the time to be on top of it. We kind of can't go wrong in those arenas if we are on top of it and we prioritize that. Jupiter and Saturn especially are the main reasons as to why that is. But again, we'll get into it. So yeah, if you're worried more about money and career, this is the week to focus on just the future planning of all of that stuff. Again, relationships. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just not boring. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get deeper into this. So this whole like future forward planning energy, successful legacy, if you will. Hold on, this is like a little too high. Okay, cool. All right, getting back to it. Mercury is sextile Saturn this week, and Mercury is retrograde in Capricorn. It's going to move into Sagittarius this week, like I mentioned. Saturn's pretty much at Pisces 2 degrees for a bit because it will go retrograde at some point, but it's like it's staying steady in Pisces. Jupiter is also sextile Saturn. Jupiter is at Taurus 5 degrees and is retrograding, while Saturn's at Pisces 2 degrees. They're only going to get closer. And Saturn and Jupiter, they will be exact sextile next year. during winter, definitely before the spring equinox. Or is it after? I want to say it's before. No, I think it's before. I've been going over all the astrology for 2024. I'm so tempted to say it now. Do I? I've been working on a little project. And thanks to a very beautiful friend of mine. Thank you. Probably would have honestly done it without her, without her inspiration, to be honest with you. So I have been working on a 2024 astrology poster. Yes, and it's almost done. So keep your eyes peeled for that. When it is done, it'll be available to you. But so that's one of the reasons I've been looking over the entire 2024 year. But anyway, coming back. Jupiter will be sextile in Saturn, and it's only getting stronger, okay? There'll be a couple times in 2024 as well when it actually goes square. That's going to get funky, but that's a whole other shift in reality that we are not talking about right now. Today, present moment, Jupiter sextile Saturn is beautiful. That brings long-lasting success. That brings really, really good decision-making skills, discernment, I guess you could say, as far as like making long-term investments, commitments, devotion, things like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful aspect to have. And then on top of it, like I said, Mercury is also working with Saturn, really bringing in this very sharp mind. I was like, what's the words? Bringing in a sharp mind, again, really good discernment, really good decision-making skills. It all looks really, really good. We also have Lilith trine Jupiter. That's kind of an interesting one. So Lilith has been in Virgo for a hot minute. Lilith in Virgo, I wasn't feeling her a lot, and then I've been feeling her a lot lately. And I think because now she's getting closer and closer to Jupiter, and Jupiter is kind of amplifying her energy. Lilith being in Virgo makes us I'm trying to not use such extreme verbiage. Lilith in Virgo creates a strong desire and motivation to get things done, bring things to completion. And with all of this Saturnian Jupiter, let's plan, let's get these things in order. Lilith and Virgo is just getting more amplified. And so some of us may be getting kind of restless in that energy, kind of taken away, carried away in that energy. So be mindful to balance some of that out. If you have a really active mind right now, if you can't stop thinking about the future, if you can't stop doing things for the sake of doing them, Mars Sag is also playing a role in that. Maybe time to relax a little, have fun, chill. Everything's okay, plenty of time, right? But that's only getting more intense because Lilith, I think, is at 8 or something like that. No, I'm sorry. It will actually weaken relatively soon. No, that's right, because Jupiter's retrograding. So just know that that's present. There's also some sexual energy too that's bouncing around in the air. Lilith can also represent sexual energy, and we do have a lot also with that because Venus is in Scorpio, Mars is in Sag. I was gonna get to it, but just know if you've been feeling very sexual or you gotta create something or do something with all this energy that hits you out of nowhere, have an outlet, okay? Saturn is also working with Vesta, which is kind of interesting in a trine because Vesta, as you guys know, is the sacred flame. I look at Vesta as blueprint energy, purpose energy, how we feel fulfilled in our lives. And with Saturn working with Vesta and with Jupiter in these positive ways and with Mercury in these positive ways, it's only further helping us to really set up years worth of foundations and commitments and plans and investments that can be fulfilling to us, and then the actual decision-making skills to really pull it off. So again, beautiful week. If you want to plan out the rest of your life, it's a good week to sit down. Obviously, there might be some unexpected things that happen years down the line, but good week to plan some big shit out, okay? What? That was so weird. I thought I just saw something. Sorry. Coming back. What else do I want to mention about this cluster? Mars trine North Node. So Mars is in Sag, North Node is in Aries, and Mars and the North Node are trine this week. Not for the entire week, but for a small portion of it towards the end, which means it's going to get stronger into the following week. Mars and Sag is definitely bringing, like I said, some of that sexual energy, but also restless energy. I gotta get up and do. I gotta get up and go. I gotta get up and learn. I gotta be productive. I gotta. It's like Mars Sag does not sit still. But being trine the North Node, it's definitely putting us in this place of being a lot more focused on what it is that we actually want to go do and how we do want to fill up our lives and how we do want to expand and how we do want to grow. So I think that's only a good thing. But again, if you're feeling a little mental, and when I say mental, I just mean like so much mental energy, really take time to balance yourself out and ground and rest and have some quiet time, have some tea, go hang out by a creek or something. You know what I mean? You know what I'm getting at. What else do I want to mention here? That's pretty much it. I mean, Mercury is also trine Jupiter, but only the beginning of the week. But that's already adding on to the energy that I already talked about with Jupiter sextile Saturn and Mercury sextile Saturn. Okay. Now, as far as like where to look in your houses for how you can utilize this energy, for those of you guys who are new, when I say this, I'm gonna say 0 to 5 degrees, Capricorn, Pisces, Taurus, prioritizing Capricorn. So what I mean by that is, if you look to your rising sign, you'll notice if you look up your chart. For those guys who are new, those guys have been with me for a long time, you already know how to do this. So look up your chart, you see your rising sign, and you'll see it's like a range. So you'll have like your signs and you'll have like these different degree points. It's just showing you where each house begins and ends. But you do have all the signs there. Just think of them like ranges, okay? 0 to 5 degrees Capricorn, again, prioritizing that Capricorn because of Mercury, and Pisces, and then Taurus. This is where great long-term planning will be best utilized, wherever that is in your houses. So for example, let's say Capricorn 0 to 5 degrees falls in your 6th house. It's a great time to actually get on your routine. That's a great time to actually like figure out like what daily routine sets you up for the best success long term, whether it's for your health, whether it's for staying on top of like everyday life shit like adulting and finances and cooking and cleaning and all those other things. Health really feels big for anybody who has that in your houses. Excuse me. Or let's say you have Pisces 0 to 5 degrees in your 10th house. Excuse me, talk about legacy because that would be your midhaven. Yeah, if you have Capricorn, Pisces, or Taurus 0 to 5 degrees in your 10th house, or if you want to read a whole sign system, just Cappy, Pisces, Taurus in your 10th house, your house of legacy. I mean, it's on. It's on. It's time to plan out the next few years. Maybe, I would say 4 or 5 years, potentially maybe 10, 20 years of what will just make you happy, what will have you fulfilled, what will take care of you is also a huge part of that too. What will take care of you in the long term. So just very cool stuff. But anyway, let's get to the next cluster. Relationship changes. This also comes with money changes. I think any money changes that happen at this time will most likely be very positive, just because we have all this Cappy, Taurus, Pisces, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter cluster I already talked about. Again, finances are very well aspected if you get on top of your shit this week, okay? But with relationship changes, again, this is going to be interesting. So we have Venus in Scorpio, which means it's opposing Uranus and Taurus. Uranus is retrograding at 19 degrees, if you guys want to know that information. For parts of the week, Venus will also be trine Neptune. Neptune will be square Sun. White Rabbit asteroid will be trine Venus. If you have no idea what I'm talking about when I'm talking about White Rabbit, again, just take away the messages. If you're like, I don't do astrology, I just want to kind of know. So just take away from the messages. But if you are into astrology and you're like, what was this White Rabbit asteroid? I talked about it on the 1212 portal video. So go ahead and check that out. There's one that's been posted and then there's one that's alive. So watch either one. It's the same information. Anyway, so there's that. Juno in Virgo is also trine Uranus and sextile Venus. It's also square Mars, which is interesting. Orcus is trine Uranus and the White Rabbit asteroid is sextile Uranus. So Uranus and Venus are the most active celestial bodies in this cluster. And then Orcus and the White Rabbit, White Rabbit and Juno are second most active here. So here's how some of this can like play out. Abrupt, unexpected events and changes. And I mean like abrupt. Like having a car accident and then having an affair with the person you had a car accident with, kind of abrupt. Like that kind of stuff. I'm not trying to like will that into existence for anybody, but just saying it's that kind of energy. If you're single, this is a time where you definitely could meet some new romantic partners, but keep in mind these partners, it's like extremes, think extremes. They could be very short-lived affairs or turn into like very atypical, like long-term partnership, marriage-like situations. More so if you're someone who needs an atypical relationship. If you're super traditional, this is going to be a time of affairs if you're single. Just calling a spade a spade. Now there is some like I'm gonna get to committed people too in a minute. There's also some trickster energy at play, and I was just feeling that. And then when I saw the white rabbit aspects, I was like, oh. And Uranus too is kind of trickstery sometimes, depending on how you look at it. And I'm just like, oh, I see. So when I say trickster, keep in mind it's not a bad thing. Trickster energy is actually medicine, right? Think Heyoka, think Sacred Clown, think Shapeshifter even. These are just different like lenses of that kind of medicine. So however you want to look at it in your own reality is up to you. But that kind of medicine is just to teach us to not take life so seriously, not to take ourselves so seriously. And also, you know, whether you want to look at that through the lens of calamity or through weird, divinely orchestrated comical setups, like totally up to you. Okay. But trickster medicine also teaches us a lot about what we just cannot see, what we haven't been able to see, especially about ourselves when we're talking about trickster energy in terms of relationships. Okay. So don't take these crazy changes this week with relationships too seriously, is what I want to say. I mean, unless someone's like hardcore cheating, obviously, maybe don't like not take that serious. You know what I'm trying to say? Um, you know what I'm trying to say. But just take whatever happens this week with relationships, again, whether it feels like tower and calamity or it just feels like comedic divine intervention, fate even, just take it as something to learn from, or just take it as something that where you can take away some insight from these different changes that go on in relationships, okay? Now committed people. Um, this can go again either way. Think extremes. There could be abrupt events, changes, arguments, or someone does something they almost would never do, and it's like, who are you? Who have I been with this whole time? Right? Again, I know this sounds extreme, but we're talking about extreme energies right now too. If that happens, there could be separations, which could be temporary. There could be breakups, which also could be temporary. Every situation's, you know, different. Or these changes or unexpected events or unexpected extreme feelings that arise or come in, especially anybody who's been like getting stuck in mundane stuff and you want some new and exciting energy in your life, or you feel like your whole relationship's been holding you back, that also applies here. Or all this stuff can happen and your relationship could evolve into something deeper, into something stronger, into something more long lasting. So again, a world of extremes with relationships. But this white rabbit energy, it's also in Cancer, which is family. Family, mom energy, maternal energy, emotional security, right? That's all Cancer. And it's trine Venus and sextile Uranus while Venus is opposing Uranus, okay? Juno, sextile Venus, and trine Uranus. You understand what I'm getting at? There's a lot of crazy activity around Uranus and Venus. So keep in mind too, it's like a lot of what happens this week in relationships could be temporary. Mercury being in retrograde also could make things very temporary when it comes to relationships. Even though Mercury is helping us to focus on our material life more so, it just goes with the territory. And I also forgot to mention this, and actually I guess I'm getting reminded because it applies more here. The social aspect of Mercury this week, very, very strong. Very strong. This is going to be a week of interacting with a lot of people. Whether you're running into people on the street, that's very likely to happen this week with Venus and Uranus energy and the Mercury retrograde, especially as it's working with Jupiter and all of this. Running into people on the street, getting random hit ups on, I don't know, whatever social platform you use or just via your phone. But a lot of social energy is going down. So enjoy the ride while we plan our solid futures. is how I'm saying to just look at this week. One other thing that I do think is kind of nice. So we have this like trickster energy coming up this week. And by the end of the week, after I almost said summer solstice. where am I? After the winter solstice, Venus will be trine Neptune, but that's only getting stronger into the next week. I think it's actually strongest on Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong about that. But Venus trine Neptune in Scorpio and Pisces, that is very tender. That is very yummy. That is very sensual. That is very romantic. That is very deep. Very, very deep. And that's going to create this need for very, very deep spiritual connections in our relationships, particularly bonded romantic relationships. So just know that if there is something crazy that happens in your relationship, if you're committed to somebody, again, could be very temporary. And then all this like loving, deep energy comes up and you're like, okay, we're okay. You know what I'm saying? So again, a little bit of trickster energy going on. Okay. Now, for all of this relationship stuff I just talked about, 15 to 20 degrees, Scorpio, Virgo, Taurus, and Sag, but I would prioritize Virgo and Taurus actually. Well, I don't know, Scorpio's really in there. Oh, because they look so similar when you're writing them down, Virgo and Scorpio, I would actually say Scorpio and Taurus. I would prioritize Scorpio and Taurus, 15 to 20 degrees. That 19-degree point is going to be the strongest. And with that previous cluster of 0 to 5 degrees, Capricorn, Pisces, Taurus, the whole planning legacy energy, 2 degrees is going to be the peak degree point. Okay? All right. I'm eager to get into some readings. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let me just write all these down here. Collective. Fire, water. I wrote waiter for water. Anyway. Hi, collective. Let's see. I gotta pull out another deck, actually. Where are you? I felt you. Where are you? Is that what we're going with? God, talk about trickster. I'm like, there's two very different decks that are calling to work with a collective, and I'm like, well, which one? Okay. Native Spirit deck. All right, let's write down this timestamp. Okay. Collective, let's go ahead and get started. So there's 3 different decks that I have pulled out for you guys for today. I might not use all of them for just the collective reading, but Herbal Astrology, Native Spirit Oracle, and Spell Casting, all of them should be linked, except I don't think this one is yet. I'm working on it. I'm trying to work on it. Oh, is that what this is? Are we doing the whole like group thing again? This trickster energy is really bothering me. I can still feel it from just talking about it so much. I kind of like evoked it into the space. Where are we going with the collective reads? Don't do that one. Okay. Okay, we're going to start with the Native Spirit deck. They are funny today. Any messages or insights for the collective, the 18th to the 24th. 18th to the 24th of December. Any messages or insights for the collective? And the collective needs to be aware of for December 18th to the 24th. They're really pulling me to institutions. Like they're showing me like a lot of like industrial buildings. But to me that screams institution. Why am I getting pulled? And it's interesting because it's like so not the energy of this deck, right? Why am I getting pulled to institutions? So collectively, especially going into 2024, I want to say really more around like spring equinox, there's going to be a huge focus on institutions collectively, globally. I'm not going to lie. There's going to be some big changes that happen there, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing. There's something about what you're trying to focus on now, collective, that ties into that. Oh, maybe this is a recommendation from Spirit, actually, the way this is feeling. So, and you might already be doing this. A lot of you might already be doing this. Whatever plans or investments you're making now, I'm getting the word foolproof. I don't think anything's ever foolproof, right? But that's also, they're like, that's also kind of trickster medicine, right? To teach us that. Um, I just want to say, whatever you're going to invest in or make plans in and really commit to, like, again, things that it's like years long things, make sure that they are resilient. It's a good word for it. Make sure they are economically resilient, or there's like multiple options or avenues that can hold up whatever it is you're about to invest in or commit to or expand upon. Like, essentially, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Way of doing things is kind of how I'm feeling with that. Interesting message that wanted to come through there. Let's continue. Any messages or insights for the collective, the 18th to the 24th? Shapeshifter. Wasn't I just talking about all these different lenses of trickster energy? There's actually a trickster card in this deck, and then the shapeshifter is similar, not exactly the same in the eyes of the person who made this deck, but shapeshifter. This card comes out to indicate that things are changing, but also you have the power and the capability to shift things as to your liking. You can shift yourself in whatever way you actually want to, and in doing so, you can shapeshift your circumstances. But it starts with the self. It starts with the self. Hold on a second. I'm getting fears, actually. How weird. I did not expect that. I'm getting some fears. Some of you may still be letting go and releasing some fears here. Why does I keep feeling trickster all over the place? But I'm getting that, and maybe you don't even realize it. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking for a lot of you, I'll just say us because I'm part of the collective too. We're all one, right? So collective, I'm just getting this feeling about relationships and the changes that happen. This is like part of that trickster medicine I was talking about. It will reveal some fears you have. Some of this could also pertain to the planning, but I keep feeling trickster, 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 trickster. But they also go hand in hand, like, because a lot of times whatever's going on in our relationships, our social life will affect what's going on in our material life, right? Everything's connected. It's like one will affect the other no matter what, right? But that's kind of what I'm getting at here. It's like your fears are going to be revealed to you, fears that you didn't even know you had or were operating from. And I feel like it's going to come by way of trickster medicine, and it's going to show you how you can shift, how you can shape shift, so to speak, and then shape shift your circumstances, especially for those of you where you feel like you just keep reliving the same circumstances over and over and over and over and over again, like you're like looping, like literally your reality keeps looping, especially for those of you guys in that group. Let's keep going. Any messages or insights for the collective this week, 18th to the 24th? Oh, my crown. It's weird. It's like, it almost feels like it's on fire. Like it feels like it's like cracking open, but it also feels very much like it's on fire. Any messages or insights for the collective, 18th to the 24th? Keep in mind the beginning of the week, you might feel a little lazier than normal. Like Monday, Sunday. So if you're watching this on YouTube, Sunday's past, but might be feeling very lazy. So keep that in mind too. Treat it as your break day. Any other messages or insights for the collective, 18th to the 24th? Whoa. Spirit of air, beautiful. Ideas, communications, insights, vision. Again, it's like I keep getting this like horizon energy about like all this planning. Just so much of it is about the future and what's ahead, and how to see it clearly, and how to make decisions, and what am I communicating, and what am I seeking. And it's very much the element of air, which honestly 2024 to me, because it's like we've had like phases of elements that were very strong in the collective, right? Like we had water for a very long time. I feel like we're moving into air and sound as elements, is what I feel for 2024. It's going to be a year of building and total freedom and expansion and just like balls out energy. If you want to utilize it that way, everyone's experience is going to be different. But that is at our disposal to utilize, just saying. But anyway, coming back here, and I'm feeling that. So in order for you to see even further, in order for you to see even more potential and possibilities, there's going to be a need to shift oneself, but I keep getting that's going to come by way of noticing fears. We got two other cards here. Oh, well, look, communication, talking stick with Spirit Keeper of the West, times of big change and transformation. I always associate the West with water. Everyone is different. I associate the West with feminine energy, but again, different teachings about medicine wheels. But talking stick and transformation. Again, communication is going to be pretty active this week. We're going to be very social. We're going to be very busy when it comes to that. I keep feeling relationships are going to show it to you. The more you engage with people this week, the more you're going to see. The more things are going to almost like turn on their head, and you're going to get a new perspective. And you're going to get a new perspective. And I keep getting, a lot of you are going to see some fears that you didn't realize you had. But it's about the more you connect, the more you talk, the more you engage with people, the more you're going to see that. All right, let's see what else wants to come out. Oh my God. Oh, ooh. Anything else for the collective? 18th to the 24th. Interesting. So on Talking Stick, Freedom Horse came out. It flipped in reverse though, so I just want to note that to you guys. It did flip in reverse, but Freedom Horse. Freedom Horse is exactly how it sounds. It's about being wild, unencumbered, and free. Going where you want, going to where you feel like you need to go, all of that. The more you engage with people, the more you connect with people, the more that trickster energy is going to come out, and things are going to start to tilt in your perspective of yourself and what is possible. And in doing so, you're going to see how you've had some fears or some things that you didn't even, I can feel it, like almost like you didn't even know they were there, that are going to show you how they've been restricting you. But it's all going to happen by how much you're engaging. Overall, we have Dream Traveler. I like this. This feels very Neptunian today. Dream Traveler usually indicates that there's a lot of stuff going on in dream time. Like your dreams are telling you a lot. You're astraling a lot. It also speaks of telepathy or dream walking even. But honestly, I just feel Neptune and psychic energy and intuition is what I feel. I do also feel that feeling of like the star card, like hopes and wishes and like literal dreams. Underneath that, we do have the thunder drum. Ooh, with ancestors. So a lot coming through here. So some of you guys' dream time is very active, and you are getting a lot of visitations. You are getting a lot of messages in dream time. So pay attention to that. But I'm also feeling just intuitively and psychically, you're picking up on a lot. Thunder drum is like a yes card. It's feeling a call. It's like a yes card, judgment card. Feeling a call and going towards that drum, going towards that sound, going towards spirit with ancestors being right there. I feel recovery of hopes and dreams is what I'm actually getting with this. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. There's like a resurrection or recovery of hopes and dreams, which are the flip side of fears. So it makes sense, right? The more you talk and engage with others this week, the more your perspective is going to shift, the more you're going to be able to see what fears you've been having that you didn't even know were there. And in turn, you'll see the fears and you'll see the hopes and the dreams. And I keep feeling recovered. So you've had them, you've just forgotten them, or they've become buried underneath these fears. And it's time to shapeshift. Interesting. Okay. Let's pull from the spellcasting deck, and then we'll go ahead and move into the elements, okay? Woo! So they just fell out. I'm not taking them, but just showing you justice and travel. Dream traveler, travel. It's actually a very fun kind of way that this clarity is coming through for us this week, because it is bringing us balance. It is bringing us justice. But it's like, again, it's kind of trickstery. It's like things literally tilt upside down almost in how we can see things just by talking, just by getting out there. And then we can see how we can shift, how we can move, how we can grow, how we can expand, how we can be the freedom horse, how we can travel, right? How we can grow. Interesting. All right. Yeah, interesting week. Any messages or insights for the collective this week? Woo! Where'd you go? Of course. Of course. Psychic abilities. Third eye, wide open right there. Like I already said, intuition, psychic abilities are going to be playing a role this week because it also pertains and connects to our ability to see. Because we can see, but even when we're thinking about the long term, when we're trying to like make plans for months down the line or years down the line, we're actually using our sight. We're using our psychic sight to do that. Even though we don't really think about it that way, we are. So there's a lot of use of that. Also with 2024, I expect a lot of third eye and throat chakra energy going down in 2024 for everybody. Just mentioning it ahead of time. I might do a video on 2024 when I'm done. Might be kind of nice, actually. Anyway, any other messages or insights? Inspiration. Again, I keep getting recovered hopes and dreams. Recovered hopes and dreams. Resurrected, which is inspired, right? Inspiration is this light that comes up from within, that gets sparked, that gets catalyzed, and it's like, whoa, kind of like an epiphany. But that's what I'm getting with that, with inspiration. It's like a recovery of hopes and dreams. And she's in the dark, right? It's like hopes and dreams that have been there, buried underneath the fear that we didn't even know was there. Any other messages or insights for the collective? 18th to the 24th. Interesting. We got lighten your load. That feels like the fears to me. So they might not all be fears. They could also just be baggage. It could be burdens you're carrying with you, stress, unhealthy patterns that you're doing to yourself. It just feels like how we have kept ourselves held down, restricted, imprisoned, stressed, burdened, pinned, boxed, labored is the word it's also coming through here too. Freedom horse doesn't carry the world on their shoulders. They actually are they're just free. They're not carrying anything really, obviously, right? So how can you get rid of that? How can you get rid of that? How can you relieve the burden your soul is carrying around, whether it's fears, whether it's programming, distortions, unhealthy, detrimental patterns, right? Stress, even just thoughts. Maybe your mind is just so full of worry, right? Talking to people, engaging with people will get you to see this more this week. Some of you may be, I'm getting this too, some of you may be actually too guarded to connect with people enough to get to this point, but it's important to do so. Live in the moment. Live in the moment this week. Planning the future. I know, very weird, again, very trickster energy. Planning for the future, obviously, because that's just a huge thing this week. But when it comes to relationships, live in the moment. It will be rewarding. Don't worry about, is this good? Is this bad? Don't worry about, is this going to work out? Is this not? Like, are they my friend? Are they my enemy? Don't worry about that shit. Don't worry about that shit. Let whatever's going to happen, happen. Because at the end of the day, it's just to show you something about you. Okay? Any other messages or insights for the collective this week? 18th to the 24th. Overall, we have well-being. With strength, answers, life purpose. All right, so it just goes on and on. Well-being at the bottom could also indicate that for some of you, this is about your physical health, or your physical health has been affected. I'm getting pulled back to the lighten your load energy. I feel like I channeled this before for a sign. One of the recent sign readings I did Taurus, Cancer, Aries, and Gemini. I believe I did, and I forget which one, but I was I like, it just feels very familiar. That for some of you, whatever you've been carrying around may be taking on physical manifestations. So all the more reason to get rid of it, okay? All the more reason to get rid of it. This is about going to new heights and new levels of sight, of discernment, of harmony within self, of planning supportive legacy for yourself. It's going to new levels of this shit. We went through 4 years of interestingness. We're in a whole new cycle. Collectively speaking, we're in a whole new cycle. So it's time, okay? It's time to like get ready for this. It's time to embrace this. And well-being coming out here to me again is just a very huge indication that some of us may be very significantly affected by these things that we didn't know we were still holding on to, or we didn't know we were still being affected by, or even doing to ourselves. Okay? And again, connecting to people is the way that that's going to be shown to us. All right? Okay, let's go ahead and move into the elements here. Who be going first? Who be going first? Hold on, let me move these cards over. Just trying to make space. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh, you're not gonna come out? Hold on. Oh. I don't think it's gonna come. No, I don't think it's gonna come. Okay, anyway. Sorry. All right, who's going first? Fire. Okay. Barely even had to like super tune in to even hear that. Okay. Fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. We're gonna start with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Again, all the cards I use are linked below. Fire for this week. Any messages for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. 18th to the 24th. For Aries, Leo, Sag. For Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sag. I feel like you guys are just like literally lit. Like you're just in your element. Any messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Whoo, you were lit. We got Starfish, captivated and attractive energy here. Sometimes this is my star card. Like everybody wants to be around the shiny, pretty thing, right? Towards a thing that can't like stop pulling on you kind of a thing. But I feel like this is your energy. Now keep in mind, because this is a general reading, could be someone in your field or someone you know, but I'm going to read this as if it's you, because I literally just kept getting this feeling like you're just lit. Like you're just lit. You're bright right now. You're very attractive to people right now. You're very captivating right now. Yeah, honestly, that's what I'm getting. Attractive and captivating for you right now. Any messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. For Aries, Leo, Sag. Oh. And there's the anxiety. There's anxiety and the fear. Rabbit can be a symbol of fertility. In this deck, it's not. And in this deck, I pretty much feel very resonant with how the author describes this card and this energy. Hypervigilant. Hypervigilant, anxious, nervous, on alert. I think you're getting very aware of people's awareness of you. So I want to say that. Because I just feel like you're bright. And it's like, who's not going to be drawn to someone who's so bright? Right? And it's bringing some stuff up, fire signs. It's bringing some stuff up for you. A little bit of like spotlight, all eyes on fire signs. Interesting, we got more fire on the bottom. Cheetah. Oh, fire signs. We got deer next to rabbit. So there's some layers going on here, because I feel like this is where you're at. This is just like the energy of almost how people are perceiving you in your environment. Right? Super bright, very attractive, very captivating. Let's go be around fire sign. This is what's bubbling up in the surface from your shadow. Anxiety, hypervigilance, nervousness, aware of other people's awareness of you. But then we get deer. This is also an aspect of you. So I feel like I'm looking at literally like different aspects of self going on here. You could have Gemini in your chart, not necessarily just a very Gemini-like thing to happen in a reading. Deer. Do you not believe you're the deer? Deer is like divine feminine energy. Deer is grace. Deer is beauty. Deer is sensuality. It's compassion. It's empathy. It's nurturing. But in this deck, it is the divine feminine principle, kind of like the Empress to the elk, which is divine masculine. You are the deer. You are the deer. But why is this bringing up anxiety for you? It's like some of you might not believe you're the deer or might not feel comfortable being the deer, but you are the deer, is what I keep wanting to say. I keep wanting to say you are the deer, but I feel this almost like a disconnect that you have with that notion. Like you don't, like you don't own it or you don't believe it. Something about that makes you feel anxious. Tell me more for fire signs, for Aries, Leo, Sag. You could also make other people nervous with just how like your energy is right now. And then because they're a little nervous, you could also be picking up on that too. But I feel like for the most part, you're getting a little nervous about all of this attention or spotlight energy on you. And it's specifically in the context of the deer aspect of self. Almost like you feel like it's a dress that doesn't fit quite right, is how you feel. But I want to say that's like an illusion. I don't know. Interesting. Might just be some of your own stuff that wants to get worked out there so you can fit nicely in that dress. Any other messages or insights for my fire signs? Ooh, wolf coming out here. Community energy, tribal energy, pack energy. This usually speaks to what role you're playing in a certain group situation. And I feel like they're looking to you. I feel like a lot of people looking to you right now, fire signs. And you're nervous. They see you. I do want to make that clear. It's like you have these different aspects of self going on right now. The star, the rabbit, and the deer, all different. But you are all of them. And whatever this group is, whether it's a family or your friends or people you work with, they see that. And they do see that you're the deer. You don't feel comfortable with it though. But they see it. Aries, Leo, Sag. They may even realize that you struggle with that. Aries, Leo, Sag. Some of you, this could be about becoming a parent. It's just energy that just picked up on really quickly and a lot of attention from family. Eagle, new cycle starting. Eagle is kind of like the world card in this deck. And Eagle also speaks of mastery of fire and air. Tactical discernment and action. Tactical discernment and action. I feel like you have a group or many people looking to you, fire signs, and they see all of you. And it's almost like, do they expect this of you? There's a flavor of expectation. I don't know how much of that is your own projection onto them or how much they really do feel like expectant of you to like do something or fulfill that deer role or act on your deer energy. It's almost like they're waiting for you to do it. Like they're waiting for you to like fully embody the deer. Again, some of this could be about becoming a parent or even a grandparent. I feel more parent energy though. But with wolf and eagle, this is also saying that there are some major new cycles that are trying to happen in the context of this group in relation to you. Fire signs, the more I feel this out, the more it feels like to me, you're the only one holding this up. And it's your own discomfort with it. You're capable, you're ready. This group is looking to you to fill in that deer role, to be the one that comes in almost matriarchally, whether you're a man or a woman. It's like it's the person who can come into the room and nurture the space, show immense compassion, like in the way of like a compassionate leader kind of a way. Can even come in and do some healing. I feel leader with that. I do feel leader with that. And people are just waiting on you to like do it. but I can feel it. It makes you nervous. Anything else for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. The more you allow yourself to engage with this group, the more you're going to see this about yourself. Hawk coming in on your side over here. We got Hawk and Eagle. I look at those as kindred energies, almost like divine masculine, divine feminine in a way, so it's kind of interesting. But Hawk comes out when Spirit is trying to guide us, trying to lead us in a certain direction. When Spirit is super close to us and is like, hey, pay attention. I'm trying to pull you this way. Go this way, this path, this path, this path, and taking you directly to the wolf and the eagle energy. Directly here. For some of you, this is soul fam. And you're uncomfortable with them because you're really uncomfortable with yourself in this deer aspect of self. Overall, we have the golden egg, the heart chakra, with Fox underneath that, more Gemini energy. And definitely Fox can be seen as a trickster. In this deck, it actually speaks to intelligence. It speaks to partnership as well. It's a partner card. But Fox is a very intelligent, cunning, observant energy that knows when to change things, knows to be adaptable here. The golden egg coming out as your heart chakra really tells me that this is more about you and how you feel about yourself more than how other people feel about you. And this is about taking more of a King of Swords approach to that and just observing what is stirring in your heart in relation to these situations. Like you get into these situations with this wolf energy and then it stirs up that rabbit, that like anxious, that nervousness, that discomfort. So you really just need to take a look at that. Like, what is that? What are those feelings? Why is that there? Because you have some weird way of feeling about yourself in being that deer energy. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards for you. Going with the glow in the dark tarot. Okay. Any messages for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Any messages or insights for my fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. One more. Okay. Oh, sorry. Weird throat jaw stuff. Any messages or insights from fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sag. Interesting. So you got the Page of Swords coming in on your side over here. Okay. I feel like that's related to the rabbit. Hypervigilance. I'm also getting a fear of judgment. That's pretty strong, actually, on this Page of Swords energy with you. I'm getting a fear of judgment. You might criticize yourself. You might not even know you criticize yourself. Because, our minds can get very active. And when we have negative self-talk, it's almost always silent, right? And sometimes people don't know that it's a constant running stream. Some of you may start to become aware that you have a constant running stream of negative self-talk or judgments towards yourself, but I can feel worry about being judged or criticized. Yeah, 7 of Wands, defensive. Fire signs. Hold on. Running out of space already. So again, this is kind of your side of the table here. You're being drawn to head in a certain direction, to be around a certain group or engage with a certain group. Maybe you don't even know this group yet. I'd be shocked if you didn't, or if you didn't at least feel the fear of dealing with a group like this. And holiday season could even just be straight up your family, right? But you got a lot of beautiful things about you, clearly with the deer and the starfish, but you got this like deep running insecurity or nervousness or anxiety. And Hawk is saying, hey, embrace these situations, embrace that wolf, embrace that pack, or embrace that group, and you're going to see what really gets stirred up in your heart and what's really there. And surrounding you in this energy is the Page of Swords and the Seven of Wands. That's defensive. That is definitely observant, defensive, hypervigilant energy. Tell me more about this side of the table for fire signs. Emperor, which is interesting because Deer is more Empress energy. And here we almost have this rebuking of Emperor energy. So here you are, you possess Deer, you possess Empress energy, you possess it, you're just not totally comfortable with it. But in turn, I see you rebuking the counterpart energy. I see you rebuking the Elk, the divine masculine energy, the Emperor energy. You don't feel safe. You don't feel safe. Some of you may actually know they're saying it would have to be this way. You even might rebuke this in yourself. And that's where this anxiety is coming from. People who exude power, authority, maybe even direct cold words, like people who lack like just warmth in general, but for the sake of getting things done, for the sake of getting things right, for the sake of executing authority. Sometimes we need to do that, right? Sometimes we can't be all warm and fuzzy. That brings up this trigger for you. That brings up this discomfort for you. So you might have dealt with people who are like that in your life, but it's I keep wanting to say it's almost like a reflection. Why is it when other people are in their authority and their power, does that make you feel uncomfortable? Because really what it is I think it's power recognizing power. I think this group may have people, or at least one person, that exudes that, but that's also why you're being drawn to them. Because it's power to power. They will see your power. And for some reason, there's like this programming I can feel with you fire signs where it's like, if you recognize power in others, it makes you feel like you got to be on the defensive. Like, don't get close to me. Like, don't get near me. Don't look at me. Don't want to engage with that. Why does that make you uncomfortable? To me, it says you're not comfortable with your power, even though you are powerful. So someone being comfortable with theirs would be very triggering to you and maybe even be perceived as a threat. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Okay, interesting. It was Seven of Swords on the bottom. Tell me about the Wolf and the Eagle energy for my fire signs. Tell me about the Wolf and the Eagle energy for my fire signs. King of Wands, Leo energy. Okay, tell me more. Tell me more about Wolf and Eagle. A lot of masculine energy floating around this reading. 4 cards and 2 of them are heavy masculine, Emperor and King of Wands. Tell me about Wolf and Eagle. Eight of Pentacles. This group is just freaking ready for you. We got the star kind of peeking out there. Seven of Swords still at the bottom, though. I feel like this group is just waiting for you. They're just waiting for you. Eight of Pentacles is investment of energy, investment of work, cultivating. King of Wands is leader energy. It's that Leo energy. It's that fire. It's that passion. It's that confidence. It's the person who comes in to starts and to build. They lead. This group is just waiting for you. Could it be one person? It could be. I feel like multiple people in your life are seeing this, like about you, or like it's, you know, they're just kind of like waiting for you. If it is one person, it may be someone that you may actually cultivate something bigger than yourselves with, like a business or something like that. Okay. Any other messages or insights from my fire signs? Well, let's see what we got here. Ooh, fire signs, Jesus. So on this power dynamic issue, we'll chop it up to that. We got the Five of Swords. That just kind of takes it home. That to me just screams triggered and screams that you are expecting that when people know that they are powerful and they sit in their power, that they abuse it. They abuse it, or they're just so like in your face about it. But that's not everyone. That's not everyone. And it makes you uncomfortable with your own. Any other messages or insights by fire signs? Okay, I'm liking that. I'll show you guys in a minute. Ace of Pentacles just came out on the hawk, which makes sense. Oh, fire signs. Oh my God. Oh, this is going to be so good for you. So if you can see this about yourself, what landed on the hawk energy, spirit guiding you towards the wolf and eagle, guiding you on a path here, they're guiding you towards this. The Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Star. The Ace and the Six involve the Five of Pentacles, which I think is more of where you're at. Because if you have the Five of Swords on your side here, wouldn't be a long shot. The Five of Pentacles would also be attached to that. And Five of Pentacles is feeling alone, feeling isolated, kind of feeling a little down, a little restricted, maybe not in the greatest vibration as far as thinking about yourself or your life. But if you follow the hawk, if you follow spirit, if you follow even your own intuition, where you're feeling pulled and called to go, or who to engage with, or who to talk to, or what to try, I see healing. And not just healing, but I also see engaging with others. Six of Pentacles is a reciprocal energy. It's a I give, you give. I take, you take. It's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. With the Star card, blessings and healings. And the Ace of Pentacles is a very promising future. And it's also become my threshold card. So when the Ace of Pentacles comes out of all the aces, just because this is just my relationship with my cards, I'm starting to see it more as getting into a new reality. So fire signs, you got a chance at a new reality here. And this group, maybe just a person, just waiting on you. Literally, just waiting for you to cross that threshold. This feels very familiar. This might have been the reading I did for Aries. Overall, we do have the Hierophant. Ah, beautiful. With the Eight of Wands. Oh, Three of Swords, Ace of Wands, Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles, and Six of Cups underneath that. Interesting transition. Hierophant with the Eight of Wands. That totally feels like that hawk energy to me. Hierophant can speak of institutions. It could speak of belief systems, commitments, and faith and spirituality even. But Eight of Wands is unstoppable movement, communication. These two together, I would say, are downloads. Almost like spirit being like drilling into your head, like what you got to do, where you got to go, like the obvious next steps here. But it brings up that rabbit energy. It brings up Three of Swords. Discomfort and insecurity. You probably have had experiences, again, where you experienced or engaged in situations where there was a lot of abuse of power. People abused their power and abused others, right? But it doesn't have to be that way, because then we get the Ace of Wands and the Six of Wands. There's healing behind this realization. There's healing behind crossing this threshold, and it will lead you to feeling recognized, seen, inspired. I mean, my God, we have the Ace of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Six of Wands, indicating Five of Wands and Five of Pentacles is at play, and you already got the Five of Swords, 555. It's time, fire signs. It is time. Underneath the Six of Wands, the Six of Cups, victory over your own patterns, victory over your past by moving into the future. Okay? Okay. Let's keep it moving. Wow. Okay. All right. Who is next? Really, water signs. Okay. All right, water signs. Cancer. Ooh, just got really dizzy. Pisces. Ooh, Scorpio. Ooh, a lot of crown energy with my water signs. A lot of crown energy. Water signs, you might find that you need not just bouts of alone time, but I almost want to say even like darkness. I'm almost getting like such intense crown energy, like almost like maybe migraines might happen for some of you, especially if you're already prone to migraines, like dark, blinds closed, curtains drawn, candles only, maybe, like maybe not even music. Like some of you, I almost feel like your crown is so active or getting so many activations for some of you. It's like no sensory information as humanly possible, like bouts of that. It's definitely for some of you. What is going on with my water signs? I'm mostly getting the higher heart chakra. Yeah, mostly in the higher heart chakra. That feels really good to me. Whatever you decide to do with this energy, it feels like getting into a flow state with how to, so many words want to come up with this. Okay, hang in there with me. It's just how it wants to come through. It's almost like getting into a flow state with the union of consciousness and bliss. Oh, it's like I know how that sounds, but that's how it wanted to come out. It feels like a very strong feeling of oneness, which I think is also would facilitate a lot of alone time too. And it has that feeling of just like bliss, ecstasy. And we don't always get to experience that because like I think just our souls can't handle experiencing that 100% of the time. We could still be human. Like I don't think that would be a thing. But water signs, it feels like you're being given that gift this week. Okay. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I don't know why I'm getting Leo, but I am. If you have any Leo in your chart or you're dealing with a Leo, I would watch the fire sign portion. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Getting a lot of sexual energy now, which we kind of knew was par for the course, right? But yeah, I'm getting a lot of sexual energy now too. Water signs, what is going on with you? All I'm getting with you are just like so many sensations. Like so many sensations. Again, almost like sensory overload. It's almost like I feel like you're not even in the physical. It almost feels like you're completely non-physical. Water signs be going to interesting places this week. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Like I feel like your emotions getting stirred. I feel your energy going to these very high vibrational places. I feel sexual, sensual movement. I just feel like energy swirling all over the place. Some of you guys could be going through some Kundalini energy as well. Any messages or insights for water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Ooh, okay, not what I expected. Shark and mouse, this is straight up fear. This is 100% fear and anxiety. Are you transcending this, water signs? Is that why all I can feel with you is just non-physical existence? Are you transcending this? That's honestly how I'm feeling. Shark, for those of you guys who are new, is a perception of threat, whether it's real or not. Mouse is anxiety, worrying about details. It's a lot of mercurial energy, a lot of mind, mental energy. And I do feel a lot of crown energy with you. God, my crown is so on fire. I do feel a lot of crown energy with you, but I feel so much like blissful, non-physical existence. Like that's honestly how it keeps wanting to come through. So water signs, that beautiful energy I was describing might come after dealing with this or transcending this. It's so weird. Are you just gonna float up to a timeline where this is not a thing for you? Who am I reading for? Any messages or insights from my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Oh, you are. Holy crap. Get grounded this week, water signs. I'm starting to feel almost like a rush of adrenaline. Yeah, get grounded. So we have perceived like threat, anxiety, running mind. It's very much like worry about things and blah, 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 blah. It's very much that. And then we get this. Look at this fire coming into your reading. There's something with you and fire signs. So I think it's no coincidence I did them right before you. Cheetah and elephant. Elephant is kind of like Ganesh energy. It's about blockages and obstacles, breaking them down, trampling them. And Cheetah is my Eight of Wands. It is taken off. It is skyrocket energy. It is my solar plexus masculine energy as well. Water signs, it does feel like your soul's just like literally transcending this week. Like just trampling over your own obstacles, your mental obstacles of this, like all of that. And you're just like, it just kind of feels like you're floating, honestly. Okay. Something's blown wide open for you. And I do feel that your higher heart chakra is the biggest part there, and your crown and your higher heart chakra, they might just be blowing open this week. Any other messages or insights from my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Some of you may have a pickle on your hands. That just came up really quickly. Almost like you're here in this reality, in this state of mind, and then like kind of like that abrupt energy I was talking about in the astrology portion, like something out of nowhere, just boom, into your life. And it just transcends you. It just liberates you. It just like, but this pickle energy, there may be some, I feel like I'm looking at two different realities for my water signs. This is so weird. So I just got to call it how I feel it. In this reality, water signs, you're definitely dealing with whatever's in front of you and you're very mental about it. Here, you are just floaty and off and totally free and totally liberated and just like floating on a cloud. And I do feel for some of you, like almost like obligations. Like there's an obligation here in this reality and state of mind, and then there's a different one here. Again, like two completely different realities, water signs. So maybe this may be two different relationships, two different jobs. But this, if that's the case, something is like landing in your life here out of nowhere, and it's new. And then you're going to have to figure out how to deal with it. But honestly, this feels so damn good. I don't think you're going to struggle too long. Because I think all my water signs are going to want to ride this, whatever this timeline is for you. I can't get away from it. These are two different timelines. Any other messages or insights for my water signs? And if we needed any more clarification that this was mental energy, Fox. Even though technically this is earth and that's earth and this is water, Fox is very Gemini to me. Fox is all mental. It's the King of Swords for me. It's intellectual energy. It's observant, right? This is such a weird reading, water signs. Again, I feel like you're literally jumping timelines like instantaneously. It just feels so fast and almost disorienting, and it's really making my crown hurt. Overall, we have Firefly, catalytic, abrupt energy with Hawk, spirit coming in and taking you places, and cleansing you of the old with Frog. Yeah, this is super clear to me. Water signs, you're jumping timelines this week. Might already be in the process of, since it's coming through in the reading, or you probably already are making choices that are allowing you to. And some of you, oh my God, my head. And some of you, to do this, it's almost like I'm feeling two different obligations. Like this timeline over here has one that's new and is just gonna like, boop, like just show up in your life. And this one over here is old and it's like needing to make a choice between the two. Like two jobs, two homes, two relationships, two friends. Like it's almost, right? It's like, it's a timeline shift, right? So it's almost reflective of the timeline you're leaving. Big choices, big changes. Literally, I feel like spirit is just like taking you up fast, and I want to say cleansing you of this old timeline. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's move on to tarot. Could this be you and another person? Like one person's on a lower timeline and you're on a higher? It could be. If that's the case, you're leaving them in the dust. If that's the case, you're leaving them in the dust. And the King of Swords right there. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Any messages or insights for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Death, changes, shifts, transformations, an ending of one thing and the birth of the new. First card out. You're jumping a timeline. It's just so clear. You're jumping a timeline because you're also jumping a state of mind too. From this very like mental to just like free. Open, free, like mind what? Like it's just totally different. In vibration, it's totally different. Any other messages or insights from my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay, we got Three of Pentacles coming out here. Three of Pentacles is about building, networking, collaborating, plans. Your plans are changing. Your plans are changing. And remember what I said to you about the astrology portion, that this is a week of making plans for your future. The plans you've been making, I think, are about to evolve drastically, and it will benefit your future. Some of you, this is going to involve a shift of your friends, your network, like your social network. Some of you manifested this. Here you are coming out as the Queen of Swords, which is interesting because the King of Swords, as I was shuffling, I could like see him peeking out here every once in a while. But here you are, water signs. Almost said the devil. Weird. Maybe the devil card's going to come out. Death, Three of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. This is you receiving this wisdom, this insight, this knowing that major shifts are about to happen. And it's just boom. It just happens. But some of you, I do feel almost like you manifested this, especially if it comes in the form of an opportunity or unexpected meeting or something like that. Any other messages or insights for my water signs? You just know. It's just so matter of fact. You just know. You just know. Some of you, it will be what will be preceding all this will be this understanding, this understanding that your foundation needs to change. And that's going to just like catalytic moment. All of this feels very much like out of, like, I'm not going to say out of your control. It just feels like higher forces are at work here with you. Like, it's not like you're trying to make this happen intentionally. It just like happens. Anything else for my water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So I wish I could show you guys how the cards look. I don't have a fancy setup because I moved too much to have a fancy setup. So here you are in the middle, okay? Experiencing this, knowing this, you're just in it. On the side of you where you have the cheetah and elephant, this jumping a timeline, you got the Six of Swords. Totally moving on to different horizons, crossing the ocean, crossing the realms, if you will. That's what water is. Water is just a transitionary veil, okay, between one thing and another, and you're crossing it. Some of you may be crossing it with another person or other people with the assistance of even. Interesting. Okay. Let's keep going. Any other messages or insights for my water signs? Ooh, am I taking those? No, I'll take that. Okay. Fire signs had Hierophant as well, and now you have Hierophant coming out here. This is also going to change what you're committing yourself to, what you're obligated to, also with your beliefs, especially if that's what was holding you back, which I think for a lot of you it was, like your perception of things, your belief system, because that will shift. Your reality and timeline will shift as well, but you are definitely contemplating what you want to be obligated to and what you want to be tied to and devoted to in the future. Okay. All right, let's see what other final cards want to come out from our water signs, and then we're going to get out of this energy, but this is a cray reading. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Some of you, this could involve a divorce. I only say that because we have the Queen of Swords and the Hierophant, which represents marriage and represents the divorcee. Okay, with the Death card, no less, and the Six of Swords, moving on to new things. So, not saying that has to be. I'm just saying very explicitly that is here. Any other messages or insights? And then we get the King of Swords. I knew he was going to come out. King of Swords with the World card landing on the fox, the shark, and the mouse. So you have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. But the King of Swords is coming out with the World card. Massive life changes, portals, timelines, etc. I'm also seeing the World card as that lately too. You're done. Whatever this old reality timeline is, way of thinking, you're done. You're done. It's done. You're on to new things. Some of you are also going to shift from like pushing and doing to just completely within and receptive. Interesting. And then we have the Eight of Swords and the Page of Swords. That's some of that mental energy I was feeling just showing up in the reading, which is interesting because like we didn't even really need it to. We knew it was there. Eight of Swords is fear, mental imprisonment, keeping oneself stuck or trapped. Page of Swords is the observance of that, the knowing of that, like looking at that in a new way, looking at yourself in a new way because of that. We have the King, the Queen, and the Page of Swords. We're just missing the Knight. Overall, we have the Queen of Cups. That is you getting into this very intuitive, not like non-physical, flowy, kind of a space with the Three of Cups. It's like you're going from swords to water, like hardcore. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of 9 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are swords. And then your overall is all water. Your element. Welcome home, water signs. Welcome back to water. Queen of Cups and the Three of Cups. This is joy. This is just total bliss and ecstasy. We got the Page of Cups underneath that, really emphasizing that. The Page of Cups is my innocence card. Underneath that, we also have the Seven of Cups, which is interesting too. Seven of Cups can sometimes be this like overwhelmed state, but it can also be dreamy. It could also be dreamy and romantic and fantastical. And this is, I feel like, again, you're just very like floaty, like up in your higher heart chakra energy. If this does involve a relationship coming to an end, again, only saying that just because of the cards we have here: King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Hierophant, Death, World, Six of Swords. There could be a lot of apologies exchanged, but at the end of the day, what is being experienced is freedom and liberation and peace and acceptance, which is beautiful. So, water signs, in for a week. Let's move on. It also has that feeling too, if this is also involving a relationship ending, it has a feeling of like, thank you for the lessons, kind of. So that's kind of cool. Okay. So I was like, I'm so still in energy. It's just like, ooh. Who do we have left? Earth and air, right? Okay. Earth, you feel very far. Earth or air, Cap, Taurus, Virgo, Gemini, Libra. Oh, okay, air signs. Yeah, earth signs. You feel really far for some reason. Okay. Air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. For this week, for the 18th to the 24th for my air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Definitely getting a very sensual, kind of fun energy with my air signs, especially my Libras and my Aquas. Geminis, I'm not so much getting that with you for some reason, but my Libras and Aquas, I'm getting that. Yeah, I'm getting fun, I'm getting sensual, I'm getting light, I'm even getting kind of like starry, feminine, goddess-like energy. Etherical, that's the word I'm looking for. Etherical-like energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What's in store for my air signs for this week? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah, it's almost like hard to like hold you. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I don't know why fairy tales are coming up. Maybe fairy tales are coming up for you guys in your reality, or you're being nostalgic, or, you know, it is family time. You know, maybe like talking about old stories that your parents used to read to you. I don't know. Fairy tales are coming up for some reason. Fairy tales, fairy tales, fairy tales. Are you living in a fairy tale? I just saw a castle. Okay. Well, I don't have to make that. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Ooh! Panther. Why does that feel sexual to me? Usually this is a card of catharsis and purging and anger and release, although anger is honestly just a shadow aspect of the sacral. But I feel sexual energy is behind the Panther. A lot of you may be having a lot of stuff coming out around your sacral. Whether it is anger or sexual aggression, or even just extremely high libido and you're having trouble dealing. I'm just getting like really amplified sacral energy off the Panther. Again, form of like anger, aggression, or even sexual energy, high libido. Okay. Okay. Feels like your sacral is like transmuting something or finding a balance. This is a weird reading, air signs. Where are we going with this? We got Panther and we got Whale. Whale is very different than Panther. Whale is like Piscean energy. Whale is very much like the subconscious, because it's very deep. That's why it's coming out. So air signs, there is something very deep trying to come up out of you. Okay. Coming out from the depths of you. And I keep getting it's around your sacral chakra. Sexual center, creative center, the center of passion, the center of rage even, and destruction. Angry feminine, divine feminine. What's devouring mother? It's like all of that kind of energy. That is something that's coming out of you right now. Okay. What's good about this is that it feels very clearing. It feels very much like once whatever this is that's out, your sacral is going to feel balanced. Your sacral might even feel lighter. Yeah, I'm getting balance. They're saying it's about the balance. Balanced. Okay. Okay. Any other messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. Air signs. Are you struggling with this? We got Panther, Whale, and Raccoon. Raccoon is also a trickster card, but for me, when this card comes out, there's like sadness around it and like a wanting to hide. So you got a lot of stuff coming up out of you, like being stirred up, and you're trying to hide it. Some of you are ashamed of it even. This is going to be very healing for a lot of you. Anything else from my air signs? Like sexual healing comes to mind, healing anger issues comes to mind, healing shame comes to mind with all of that. But I don't recommend suppressing the stirring that's happening because it's you. Okay, it's all you, and it's trying to happen for a reason. So I wouldn't try to hide that. Okay. Elephant, yeah, blowing open. So water signs have this as well. Some huge block around your sacral is getting blown open here. You're going to get flow to that area again is also what I'm hearing, which is kind of a weird way to get that message, but that's what I'm getting. Some of you have some deep insecurities too around all of those themes that I mentioned before. I just keep getting like wanting to hide and wanting to be like play small. Sadness, some fears there too, but it wants to come out as like an eruption. Anything else for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is going to feel kind of uncomfortable for some of you guys, but it is what, it is what it is. With elephant, we got camel. I feel Uranus. I feel strong Uranus energy here in your reading, and Uranus is going to be aspecting Venus very strongly. The white rabbit, Juno as well. The camel to me is Virgo. It's, even though it's fire in this deck, it's very routine. It's very much about planning and resources and having things just right and like having things just so. It kind of is a little bit of a boring energy, black and white, getting shaken up this week. It's almost like your way of playing safe, your way of even having control, being blasted apart. And whatever's been sitting so deep inside of you for so long, that raccoon is making me so sad. Whatever's been sitting deep inside of you for so long is about to get released, cleared out. Overall, oh yeah, we got the octopus. Y'all know who've been with me for a while, and if you're new, this is my devil card. It can, and honestly, octopus, sometimes when it comes out, I also feel like attachments and things like that, and parasitic stuff and things like that. Octopus is a no bueno kind of energy. It's like a strangling of energy. It's a restriction. Think like devil, right? Could even speak of addictions and dependencies and vices and things like that, inner demons. And I think that is what's coming up for you, air signs. Underneath that, we do have horse, which is interesting. So, with mouse. Yeah, so there's a big control factor here. So I'm speaking to air signs that have a need to control things, okay? Because you don't feel safe in some way. In some very, very deep core way, you do not feel safe, maybe with certain people or in certain situations, and you want to have that control. Horse is the master of earth. She's kind of like, she or he always feels very feminine to me. Kind of like my Queen of Pentacles meets Queen of Cups meets High Priestess. Very graceful, multitasks, can handle everything under the sun and make it look really easy. Okay. Mouse is worrying about details. You have a lot of like earthy energy going on here. And I just keep getting control. I just keep getting control over details, control over the material, control in what happens. Like, that's what I'm getting here. That's what I'm getting here. And it clearly is stemming from a place that feels very, oh God, that raccoon is like speaking so much. The raccoon to me just feels very sad and scared. It's coming from a place of fear. It's coming from a place of deep, deep sadness, and maybe also comes out as rage, but I feel like it's in the sacral is also what I keep feeling with you, air signs. Some of you, this affects how you create. Yeah, especially because it seems to have a huge effect on the way you handle the material world, the way you handle the physical realm. So how you handle your career, your work, your money, anything that you physically create, your physical energy, your body even, like your physical body may have manifestations of whatever this core grief, fear is. but it's coming up. And as it's coming up, let it be dealt with, because it's also shaking up, again, that camel energy, like how you maintain your sense of control and safety. Big readings today. Okay. All right. Moving on to the tarot portion for my air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Any messages or insights for my air signs here? Okay. For Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I feel like when this happens, when this unblocking happens, I feel like you'll be able to enjoy life more. Like, that raccoon is just making me sad. Like, just a freedom and just like simple pleasures and fun. Like, and simple fun. I'm getting the word simple. Like, just simple pleasures and simple joys and simple fun will be easy. And you won't have this underlying tension, control factor, fear, anxiety. And sometimes, and this is the thing too, sometimes we just get so used to living a certain way that we don't realize that we're suffering, or we don't realize that we're like in some kind of restricted state until we're out of it. And then it's like, whoa, oh, is this what it feels like to be relaxed? Is this what it feels like to feel safe? Some of you have never felt safe. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Obviously, this is not going to be for everybody. Keep in mind, these can be people in your field as well. It doesn't have to be you. Any other messages or insights from my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's like, what? Okay, got it. Oh, yeah. Don't feel safe. We got 7 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is a card of self-esteem, self-worth, self-value. Who am I all on my own? And then 7 of Wands. I almost feel like this should be in reverse with how it's feeling to me. It just feels like a very guarded, kind of insecure, defensive energy coming out over here with the raccoon, panther, and whale. Okay. So this is just something that's being stirred within you. A feeling of deep insecurity and not feeling safe. That's what I keep getting. Some of you, it's just about self-worth or value. I'm getting big safety. Any other messages or insights for my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Where are we on time? I've just been enjoying it, so I'm just like, oh yeah, time's like a thing. It's gonna be a long reading today. I don't care, I'm having fun. Any messages or insights for my air signs? Let's see here. Four of Cups and the 6 of Cups. There's a 2 of Cups energy there, which means people we've been bonded to in some way, shape, or form, from the soul and from the heart. And it landed over here with elephant and camel. Your past, air signs, is totally keeping you in this state, especially with the 4 of Cups. And this is like part of the camel energy that wants to get shaken up by the elephant. Okay. 4 of Cups is, it could be meditation. It could be reflection. It absolutely could be. I don't feel like you're doing a whole lot of reflecting here. I feel like you're doing a whole lot of like you're being stirred up, and then it's like, just like keep like shoving it down. Because 4 of Cups can also be apathy. It can also be like emotional numbness and depression. Some of you don't realize that you're depressed. You're about to realize it. Some of you are about to realize it, that you're actually kind of bored with life, but you've been keeping yourself there because it's safe. You've been keeping yourself in this way of life because it's safe, even though it's not fulfilling to your soul and it actually is boring to you. But again, you've been desensitized. You're so used to it. You just don't even, you're not tuning into that. You don't see that. You don't feel that. Six of Cups, your past is driving you. And with the Two of Cups energy, your past relationships, specifically, whatever was born of them, whatever patterns were born of them, is what's driving this for you. And things want to get shaken up. Your soul wants to shake this up. That's why it's coming up inside of you. Oh, okay. What else is coming up for my air signs? Ooh, there it is, the Tower. There it is. Okay, let's see what we got here. Wow, Page of Swords is coming out for everybody. Every single element has gotten the Page of Swords. Wow. Oh, air signs, let me introduce you to yourself. Okay, that's how that feels. That's totally how that feels. Page of Swords, the Tower, and the Magician. Everyone's getting hardcore downloads this week. Downloads, epiphanies, just like, whoa. Anyway, this is going to come up. This is going to happen. I don't think you can suppress this. I don't think you can stop this. And here's what's beautiful about this Tower. This Tower does represent this deep grief, grievance, pattern, whatever you want to call it, erupting up to the surface. It absolutely does. And will it shake up your life? Absolutely. Will it change your view on yourself and your life? Absolutely. But it's going to put you in magician mode. It's going to blow your world open. No longer mundane, no longer safe in your routine or safe in how you control things. No more of that. No, no, no. Not for my air signs. It might not look pretty. I'm not gonna lie. It might not look pretty, and it might happen in like in a relationship that is also rooted in that Six of Cups, like family, or anyone that enables that pattern within you. I mean, it's bringing straight up magic into the equation, literally, and it's your own magic. It's almost like you become alive again. Not that you weren't alive before. It's just a whole new level of life. Any other messages or insights from my air signs? Ooh. Ow. So landing on the Page of Swords, Ten of Swords. Looking at this grievance, this pain, these betrayals, whatever created this deep feeling within yourself of insecurity and not safe. Okay? Because it's stirring up in you, so might as well let it come to the surface. For some of you, this might be triggered. I keep getting by like a conversation or something with the Nine of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. Almost like you get put on the defensive and it almost gets taken further and further and further and further is how that's feeling to me. Overall, we do have the Five of Pentacles. This is a feeling of restriction, maybe loneliness, isolation, feeling like life is in an ebb state. It's feeling kind of like bottomish, okay? We do get the Page of Cups, the card of innocence. Ooh, Five of Swords. Got a lot of defensive energy here. And the King of Swords. I feel like this is going to be happening because of a conversation. I feel like some sort of conversation happens here, air signs, and who knows with who, but I just like a conversation happens and it stirs these feelings up. It brings up this insecurity. It brings up this defensiveness. It brings up also this feeling of isolation. It almost has this feeling like you've actually been isolating yourself in your own life, like in your own trappings of control. A second. And this conversation brings it to the surface. And I keep getting this feeling of like it gets taken further and further and further and further until finally, boom, you see this for what it is. You feel this for what it is. And I don't think there's any going back. Don't fight this. Don't fight this. Again, it might not look pretty, but don't fight it. You'll be so happy you didn't fight it. Okay. I had a friend who used to tell me, you know, because sometimes these kind of like cathartic purges or what have you are very not pretty. but it didn't go in pretty, did it? Right? This pain, these insecurities, it didn't go into your body pretty. It's not going to come out pretty, right? Like that's how we used to like say and describe. I'm like, oh, it makes sense. Anyway, moving on. Earth. I'm nervous for your reading. Because y'all know sometimes the ones who go last are the most intense. And it's been a little intense for everybody so far, in good ways and not so great ways. But Earth signs. I was trying to tune into you earlier and you felt very far and kind of hidden and evasive. So curious to see what comes up from my Earth signs. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Yeah, you feel very quiet. Just very quiet. I just heard the phrase, sometimes silence is deafening. That to me has a vibe of something is not being said. Or some kind of truth is not being acknowledged. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Could be ghosting. You could be ghosting. Someone could be ghosting you. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I'm just getting a lot of quiet with you. A lot of quiet. Okay. Also got this feeling of secrets. I just feel a whole lot of like not talking, not sharing. But this whole week is about engaging. It's going to be interesting. Any messages or insights from my Earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. A lot of emotions coming up here. Stingray and Crow. Ooh. I'm getting a lot of heaviness, actually, Earth signs. I'm getting this like very heavy heart feeling. There's like a lot of heavy emotions, but Crow is a card of magic, but it's also a card of transmutation here. I feel like there's a lot changing inside of you, Earth signs. There's a lot changing inside of you, and it feels very heavy. It feels very emotional. It feels very spiritual. It's not necessarily bad. It just feels very like, whoa, is how that feels to me. And again, just I feel a lot of silence. Any messages or insights from my Earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Cobra with black egg and lamb, which is interesting. It feels so quiet because black egg is throat chakra energy, and I am hearing new perspectives. New perspectives, new perspectives, new perspectives with this. I feel like a new perspective is birthing a new desire for you. And it's happening as a result of this very intense shift within yourself. It feels so serious. It does. It feels so serious. It feels very like, actually feels very Saturn Pisces, which makes sense. And Saturn is in Pisces right now. It just feels like so like Saturn heavy pressure and just so quiet but emotional and like energetic. Whatever this shift is that's happening for you, Earth, almost called you water signs. Earth signs, yeah, I that's what I'm getting. It's birthing some kind of new perspective for you. Lamb is baby energy. It's also renewed energy or just birthed energy, pure energy. Keep getting new with the lamb. Black egg, again, is throat chakra, so truth. It's a card of truth and communication. I just keep feeling new perspective for you. Cobra is a teaching energy. Actually, that can be very Saturnian as well. Whatever the shift is, it is showing you something new. It's almost giving you new eyes, but new desires as well. But why is this so serious? Why is it so heavy? Where's the fun? Where's the laughter? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I don't know if y'all got a lot of water in your chart or what, but Stingray with Crow, we just got Crocodile and Wolf landing on here too. Wolf is about taking on your role within a certain group, dynamic, or social circle. Sometimes it also speaks to student teacher energy, like wizened energy. Also speaks to following your instincts. I just went between all these four of these cards. I'm just getting a lot of heart. A lot of heart, a lot of heavy emotion, and there are some big, big changes happening in your heart specifically. How you feel about relationships, how you feel about people, how you feel about yourself in relation to relationships. Managerial, wait, what is this? Hold on. Managing emotions, hold on. Some way of how you feel about your relationships with other people and the role you tend to play with people. Yeah, the emotions you have around that are being tempered. Oh, is what I'm getting. Tempered or like cooled down, balanced out. Okay, something is telling me that I think you get sent into almost like this little like hermit energy. Like you get sent very deep within yourself. It feels like you're pushed inside. And I feel like what pushes you inside is anger. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, okay. So that's why it feels so heavy and intense and quiet. Earth signs, maybe this already happened, maybe it's about to happen. Maybe it doesn't even happen till like close to Christmas and being around family and all that craziness, right? Like some sort of situation makes you angry and forces you to go within and you start to contemplate the role that you take on with people, the responsibility, interesting, the responsibility you take on for others. And it's anger that is really coming up on the forefront. And it's like, and dealing with that and being inside of yourself, dealing with that, you start to kind of temper that. You start to kind of cool down, come down from that. But in the process, you're also changing emotionally. I feel like you're healing something because you do that. And then it gives you this new perspective, this new insight on yourself, how you communicate, and the responsibilities you take on or don't take on with other people. Oh, God. Okay, let's keep going. You might get the silent treatment, or someone might give you the silent treatment, or you might give the silent treatment. Just getting like silence. Any other messages or insights from my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Whoa. Okay. So I was gonna put the deck down, and then whoop, Eagle wanted to come out. Let's talk about Saturn and world energy, new cycles closing and open, new cycles closing and opening. Oyster, yeah, you are shutting yourself down. Again, I feel like what forces you to go within. So oyster is literally like being within a shell. It could be guarded, it could be protective. I feel like something forces you to go in this shell mode. And again, it feels like anger to me. Like anger forces you to go inside and you brew and you contemplate and you start to really see. You start to really see. And overall, we get Scorpion. Scorpion comes out when there is anger afoot and frustration, and when we're holding on to emotional shit that can trigger us like that. And I think that's what happened here, or may happen if it hasn't happened to you yet. And keep in mind, this could be about someone you know. It doesn't have to be you, but that's what I'm looking at here. Someone pushes a button, a trigger, you get angry, and it's just like complete shutdown. You completely shut yourself down. But it gifts you something. It gives you this new sight. So whatever this trigger is, again, I keep getting it's related to like the responsibilities you take on for others or the role you play in your relationships with other people. It's something about that, and it's rooted in some sort of pain that you have in your heart, or just something that just does not align with what you want or doesn't align with your heart in any way. But you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. All right, let's pull some cards. Any messages or insights from air signs? Not air signs, sorry, earth signs. They were doing air sign. Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Okay. Well, I knew that was going to come out. 5 of Wands. Yeah, some kind of fight pushes you inside. It does. It feels like a fight to me. It feels like a fight, or someone just pushed a button they shouldn't have pushed, and then you like you get so angry you want to shut down. That's what that feels like to me. Some kind of fight. Any other messages or insights for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Now remember, as Mercury moves into Sag out of Capricorn, things can get a little bit funky with that mercurial energy and communication. Communication this week is really well aspected to really work out in our favor. But remember, all this relationship abruptness can make that funky, especially once Mercury hits Sag. Because when Mercury hits Sag, and it's not going to really hit us until the next week. Oh, I'm lagging a little bit. Till the next week, where it starts to aspect Neptune in a square, that can create some confusion around communication. So just know that. Any other messages or insights for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I knew I felt that King of Cups. I should have called it. King of Cups and the 7 of Wands. Shut down. So this is also the thing too, earth signs. This fight, whatever this like trigger push is, it got you in a really vulnerable place. Like it really hit you in your heart, because that's also where this lives. Okay, that's also where this trigger lives. It lives deep in your heart, and whatever someone did or said, boop, just like directly like finger in the old wound, just immediate. And your reaction is shut down. Not safe at all. Completely closing down. Completely closing shop. Anything else for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. You might have been being really open too at the time that this happens, which also can like cause such a reaction. I want to say don't close your heart is what I want to say, and that might be like a might be hard to do, but I really want to say don't close your heart. Like go within and do your thing, but don't close your heart. Anything else for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Yeah, this really shakes you up. We got the Moon and the 5 of Swords. 2 5s out of 5 cards. So 5, 5, 5 in my opinion. The Moon and the 5 of Swords. I just feel big trigger. That's all I feel off of this is big trigger. 5 of Swords is like a black and white. I'm going to win at all costs. Like, I'm not putting up with this shit. Like, your ego's kind of invested sometimes when the 5 of Swords comes out. But the Moon around it makes it very emotional. It also makes it very confusing and very unclear. And like, there's something so subconscious happening here for you. Again, very deep inside of yourself, which is why going deep within is going to be very beneficial, because the trigger lies there and someone poked deep inside your heart in not a great way. All right, let's see what else. Oh, actually, tell me about the Cobra, Black Egg, and Lamb. Tell me about Cobra, Black Egg, and Lamb for my earth signs. Beautiful. Magician. So moving into the state of feeling capable, feeling like you can handle anything, after coming into this truth of whatever this truth is, and this shift in perspective is on this situation and even yourself. Tell me about Cobra, Black Egg, and Lamb. Whoa, whoa. Hold on, card explosion. Not taking any of those. This is like 12 cards. Okay. Tell me more about Cobra, Black Egg, and Lamb. Okay, well, kind of like what I was already getting at. Magician with the Hermit and the Six of Swords. You go into hermit mode. You go into total shutdown, right? But again, what does it gift you? It gives you a new perspective on yourself and your truth and whatever happened here, and whatever this trigger is for you specifically of like your role that you play with people. But you're coming out of it feeling empowered. You're coming out of it feeling peaceful and feeling like, okay, I needed that. I needed that truth. I needed that insight. I can move on. I can let it go. Any other final cards that want to come out for my earth signs? Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Ooh. Okay. A lot of cards. So hold on. Just picking them all up. So now we get the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. There's a 4 of Wands energy here. Again, you can move past this. This is the second 6 that you have out. You got 2 5s and 2 6s here, implying you're going to go from the 5 to the 6. You can put this behind you. Okay, I think whenever this happens, it's very stressful and it is very disheartening to you, especially if this is like happening between you and a very significant person in your life. But that 6 and the 10, meaning again the 4, your own foundation, and also the kind of relationships that you're having at this moment, they're going to be headed in the right direction, whatever that direction may be. Whether it's just evolving things or ending things, your own discernment there. A lot of fire in your reading. The 5, the 10, the 6, and the 7, all Wands. And then, I didn't even see that card. Look at that. Looky there. The Star, Judgment, and the 2 of Cups. This, so don't hate me, earth signs. This was a little bit like a wake-up call as far as how you relate to people. Okay? And it feels like it is bringing healing, not just to you, but how you're going to connect and relate to people and communicate with people moving forward. Okay, that's what I'm really getting with the Judgment card here. It does. It feels very much like a bit of a karmic, spiritual, like, do you get what we've been showing you? Do you understand why this has happened? Do you get why you feel this way? Okay, let's move forward into peace. Let's move forward into resolution and balance, and let's like heal this. Okay? And let's heal this and be done with this. That's how that feels to me. Overall, we have the 7 of Cups with the Queen of Swords. Ooh, with the Page of Wands. I think I'm seeing the beginnings of whatever this conflict is. 7 of Cups, Queen of Swords, and the Page of Wands. I'll be honest, earth signs made a little bit of a judgmental energy from you as the Queen of Swords. I feel like you're observing the behavior of another person as the Page of Wands. Almost like immature and reckless. And it's distressing to you with the 7 of Cups, but it's also putting in this place of like, kind of like the Moon with the 5 of Swords, right? A little bit of just like, wait, why am I really feeling this? Am I really feeling that? What the hell is going on here? But there's something about this person in this behavior is what I want to say. You view as immature and childish. And I feel like that's what triggers you. But you're coming through as King of Cups, Queen of Swords against the Page. So and this might also be something about this person too. You might look at this individual like they just are not as mature as you. Again, this might show you a lot about yourself and how you view people sometimes or talk to people sometimes. No judgment. We've all been there. But that's honestly what I'm getting. That's honestly what I'm getting with this. It's something about that feeling or that perception of this person just doesn't get it, or this person is immature, this person is childish, or this person is reckless, that causes some sort of fight. And who knows, maybe they say something or do something and it's just like right in that deep place. And then it just triggers the fuck out of you. And then you shut down. But again, the shutdown seems like it's really benefiting you. It's really healing for you. And potentially, if this is someone you're close to, a big healing in your relationship. Okay? All right. Woo! Okay. What a week, right? That we're getting into. I'm gonna go, but I hope you really enjoyed this reading, and I hope that you have a great week and a great night, and enjoy winter solstice and Christmas Eve and all of that goodness. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.